Hello, friends. Today we are going to talk about traditional makeup versus cream makeup and what is better for you and your skin tone, type, age, all of that stuff. So if you are new to my page, my name is Kayla. I'm going to go ahead and pin this comment right here. I teach really simple, easy makeup. I have been a makeup artist for over 15 years, and just the really sad thing when people, customers, clients would get out of my makeup chair, tell me, hello, you guys, is that they would say, I am so sad. I wish I could go home and do my makeup like this or feel really good. Makeup confuses me. So I am going to break that down today, and we're going to talk about how these four colors have been like my clients' godsend. Okay, so I always would send my clients off with like a whole list of traditional makeup that they needed to go buy. Well, then having all those steps was really confusing for them. So this is what we're going to switch to. Now, this is Saint. This is my cream makeup palette. Out of all the creams that I've ever used, these are by far the best. And this takes place, let me see if I have like a little foundation. Okay, well, I don't have foundation. Pretend this is foundation, okay? So one foundation, these three colors are what replaces that. And I'm going to show you like the difference in how we kind of apply that. So some people apply with their fingers, some people apply with the brush. I'm going to show you with a brush. And you guys, you can do your entire face with these four colors. If you are new to my page, or even if you're not new, go ahead and say hello to me. I am going to start with this contour shade. Now, contour freaks everyone out, and that's because it looks really dark. It looks really scary. Don't worry. I promise you it's not. Hello, everyone. And what I'm going to do with contour, now people think that contour actually like looks natural. You actually look more natural when you have contour on. So some people ask, okay, well, why is this better than a liquid? Now, I am a makeup girly, so I like all the makeup, but this truly is, cream is truly better for your maturing skin. And maturing skin actually starts at 25. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. But when I started to notice my skin changing and started looking, I saw more wrinkles, fine lines, my skin looked super dry. It just started changing was when I turned 30, and then even more so after I had my son. Well, what happens with liquid foundation, guys, is once you apply it, what it does is that liquid like evaporates and dries down, leaving you with less moisture. So when you are like, yeah, my makeup just doesn't look the same throughout the day, that is why. And that is why our cream makeups are so amazing, because they don't dry down on the skin. Hello! So if at any time you want a color match to these, like this palette right here, this basic palette, just say match and I'll send you my free color match form, okay? So what I just did was I applied this contour along my hairline and cheekbones and under my jawline. I just took that extra and put it right underneath my jawline. And you guys, we do not have a one-dimensional face, okay? And so we don't want it to look that way. So what we use these colors for is to kind of create this roadmap on our face where all of the brightest place, the highest points of our face, and the areas we want shadows is, okay? So what I am doing, what I am doing now is I'm applying brightening highlight. Now, if you have more maturing skin, if you have a lot of texture underneath your eyes, you're going to keep that brightening highlight just more so on the inner and outer corners. If you have a ton of crow's feet, so I do have crow's feet right there. If you have a ton of that texture there, I would opt for like a darker shade like this that I color match you to and use that to brighten or enhance your under eyes. Okay, so three of these colors is the same price as one of my past foundations I used to use. It's actually crazy to think about, and it lasts so much longer because you hardly need any product. So it looks like I'm putting a lot on, and that's because it's insanely pigmented. So what I'm doing is I am taking that lighter skin tone shade, which we call this a brightening highlight. So you might think of that in traditional makeup land as a concealer. And the thing also about concealer is we're putting our concealer in our 11s right here to brighten our face, down our nose, our chin. That's where a lot of like our large pores tend to hang out. When you're putting a brightening highlight or a concealer there and you're using a liquid especially that dries up and dries down, leaves you with no hydration, it's just going to enhance those larger pores and then the fine lines right here. Same goes with under your eyes. So if you're like still using traditional makeup, maybe you're 44 and you're like, why does my concealer not look the same? It's because you need to change the formula of your makeup. And this is the one that I give all my mature clients. They love it. They look more youthful. It's just crazy. Okay, so I am tapping that brightening highlight in, and usually for my more mature clients, I don't match you to a super bright shade like I have. I'll match you to a little bit darker so you're not showing a bunch of texture. Okay, and so then friends, you see all of this area that has no color yet, that doesn't have any brightening highlight, and it doesn't have any contour. Watch all of these colors marry together, I promise you. I am now going to go into this shade. This is my shade matched to me. This is what I've been doing for 4 years, you guys. I've matched over 30,000 women and some men. I am now applying this color, this like foundation type color, in all the areas I have no brightening highlight and no contour yet. Okay, so do you guys see how I'm just doing this? I'm not going into my contour. I'm actually not even really blending it in yet. I'm just placing those colors in all of the blank spaces that I don't have any shades yet for. And this lasts me so long. I took one palette to Mexico. I did my friend's makeup for her wedding in Mexico. It was nice and humid. It lasted. She looked gorgeous. And this is the only makeup that doesn't make her break out. She wears makeup maybe 5 times a year. And so this was the only makeup I could use on her because it is the only one that doesn't make her break out. So as you can see, I have my contour, my brightening highlight, and my main highlight. This is my foundation. This takes place of your foundation. Let's pretend this is foundation. I know that this is a skin tint, but let's pretend. Those 3 colors takes place of your foundation. When you use traditional foundation and you just apply that one color, you lose all of that dimension. And then what you have to start doing is adding the concealer and then the contour and then the bronzer and all of that stuff on top. So you're just adding layers to your skin. And as your skin ages, all that does is shows the texture and makes you look, sorry to say, older. Okay. So now what I'm doing to blend these colors is I am just tapping. Okay. When I say tapping, I'm not smushing. I'm literally just tapping. And all I'm doing is going to marry those colors together. Now, since that cream sat on my skin for a minute, they are nice and ready to blend. And I promise you guys, this is the easiest makeup. So the majority of my customers are actually women who stopped wearing makeup because the traditional makeup just wasn't looking good on them anymore. Or they're customers who just didn't know how to use makeup, and this is like the easiest system ever, okay? So do you guys see how I just married those colors and like look how natural that looks? So I'm gonna now just do a little bit of flicking up, and I have a lot of really slowed down step-by-step tutorials on how to use this makeup. So what my customers will actually do, they'll get their makeup. I message you guys, you have my business number, and you get to have contact with me, ask me questions. But a lot of my customers are so cute. They'll set me up on their phone and watch my tutorial as they do it for the first couple times. And then after that, customers are doing this, you guys, in 3 to 5 minutes. My typical day-to-day makeup takes me 3 to 5 minutes. And that's like not like a flex. That is just truly how long it takes me. I got really fast at it after I had my son because he was very busy. I was very busy. I was teaching at the time. No longer do I teach. And this is, yeah. Okay, so I just used my finger to contour my nose. But you guys, look. I have contour on. I have main highlight, foundation, and brightening highlight on. Hello, you guys. Tell me where you're watching from. And look how natural that looks. So contour doesn't have to look like you're going on the red carpet. It can look like you're going to Costco. You're going to Walmart. Wherever you're going for the day. Okay, I'm a little pink here because I got sunburnt in Mexico. Don't worry about that. Okay, but like look how natural that is. It just like really enhances my cheekbones. Hi from Canada. Okay, last but not least. Well, not last but not least. I can actually use my contour shade for eyebrows and lip liner, which is really, really cool. But lastly, I will match you to a lip and cheek shade. Now, if you're just wanting like the easiest peasiest, hi from France, easiest peasiest makeup you could ever use, when you fill out my color match form, you're going to just say that you want a basic match, okay? You're going to see do you want a full color match or do you want a basic match? Now, girl, if you want to go full color match, let's do it. I have plenty of videos on that too. But this is like the easiest way to get started. I'm a makeup guru, and this is what I started with, was just this 4 palette. Hello from South Africa. I love that. From Georgia. That's where I lived. That's where I was born. Okay. So this last color is going to be, you're going to see it as a lip cheek. Okay, that's because it goes on your lips and your cheeks. So this takes place of blush and it takes place of like lipstick or lip gloss. Now, when I color match you, I really would love if you went with the contour and your 2 highlight shades that I suggest for you. But your lip and cheek, I'll suggest them for you, but you do not have to go, hi from Denmark. You do not have to use the shades that I color match you to, okay? Those are just suggestions. However, I usually do give you recommendations based on eye color, hair color, and skin tone. So, okay, look at how gorgeous that just blended in. Now, I like a lot of blush. You do not have to use a lot of blush. Our satin blushes are very pigmented, and our new semi-glosses are very pigmented. I personally just like a lot of blush. You can also use this lip and cheek for an eyeshadow color. You just swipe it up on your eyes. And you guys, you have an entire makeup look done. All you need is mascara. And I'm going to show you the mascara that I absolutely love. And if you say match, I'll send it to you as well. The lip and cheek I use is Huckleberry. It's probably my favorite shade we have. It is new, and it is just so gorgeous. We just came out with like Raspberry, Purple Rain, Huckleberry, and I think it's Ultraviolet. And those are like hands down some of my favorite. Okay, so I am going to use a mascara. This one is my old one, okay. We're gonna move over to this one. This mascara, I think works best with our creams out of the ones that I've all tried. And it is called the False Lashes. It's by Celeste. It's pretty affordable as far as like a little bit more than like a drugstore. Well, I don't know. Drugstore mascaras have gotten expensive. A little bit more than a drugstore, but less than like Benefit. And I do kind of feel like this is like a Benefit dupe. I've said that before. I'm not allowed to say dupe a lot. Apparently, we're not allowed to do that a lot. But this mascara is just so good. It does not transfer onto my creams. However, I do set my under eyes. And I'm going to show you guys the best stinking powder that you could ever use, that even my mature clients use. And I do not suggest powder lightly. I actually don't really ever suggest powder because, unless it's like a really hydrating powder, just because with mature skin, it can really enhance fine lines and texture. I have just found that this one does that the least. So if you just want the smallest amount of powder underneath your eyes, just to make sure everything kind of stays in place, you can always just kind of like lightly brush it on. If you're someone like me who maybe doesn't have a ton of texture underneath there yet, and I even have mature clients that do this and they have no issues, I just tap that color right underneath, or the powder right underneath. And I do have this also, if you want to say match, I'll send this to you as well. And I have sold, when I say thousands and thousands of these powders, I'm telling you thousands and thousands of these powders because they're just that good. It is, I don't repurchase a lot of makeup besides Saint and some Celeste, and that's because I like to explore. I like to check other options. But that powder and this mascara are ones that I am like a repurchaser for life, probably, as long as the company's always there. So this is what I'm doing. Oh, also, if you were in the US, I think it's free shipping over $49. So if you got this mascara, you get like 2 mascaras and this powder, or a powder, a mascara, and then one of our like BB creams or tinted moisturizers. Both are really fabulous. So hello from Liverpool. Where is that? Am I crazy? I'm not very like geographically like sound. I've gotten better since going over to Europe. I was like, oh wow, I really don't know a lot because I taught the States and like those regions when I was a teacher. And I don't, the UK, okay. And I don't really remember a ton from geography when I was in high school. My husband's like that big buff, like that big like geography buff and history buff. So, okay, this is 2 coats, you guys. And like, look, my eyelashes look giant. I love it. So this is my actual, like this is my whole makeup routine, like on the daily. 4 colors, powder, mascara, this is it. I used to have a huge makeup bag. Okay, let's be honest, I have a makeup room, and that's just because this is my job now. But when I did switch to this makeup 4 years ago, I was done with the makeup bag, and that's all that sat on my counter because I was so overwhelmed with like postpartum life and all of that stuff, and it just like all that stuff overwhelmed me. So there you guys go. Like, look how natural and pretty that is. So when that contour was first going on, you were probably freaking out a little bit. Oh, thank you. My hoodie is from, where is it from? Loribel's, and I got it a couple of years ago, so I don't even know if they have it anymore, but it's now, since I've lost weight, it's like really oversized now, and I like wear it with leggings, and I love it. That is the natural, no filter at all. I do not wear filters on my makeup videos, so like I've had people try and accuse me of wearing filter. There's no filter. I actually wouldn't even know how to put a filter on my live. So, you know, I am gonna have to adjust my main highlight color soon to match my neck and chest, because like I said, once this kind of goes down and like goes more tan, then I'll be able to adjust, which I'll probably have to end up wearing Hazel, so, or Athens. My headband is from Amazon. They come in a pack. I gave some to my nieces, so I kept a couple of colors and gave them the rest. So, all right, you guys, just say match if you would like that. If you only want that 4, remember to make sure you fill out the basic match form. I love you guys. Happy Saturday. I am going to have like an interesting night. I'm going to like purge my whole house, clean it, because my son is he's doing a tie-dye party with one of his aunties right now, and his other auntie and uncle are taking him for a sleepover tonight. So, of course, I'm going to be, cleaning my house instead of relaxing. So, I love you guys. Have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.